Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of RV Business Capitol Talk, sponsored by Excel. I'm Rick Kessler, and Sherman Goldenberg is with me as always. We're from RV Business, and joining the two of us today is somebody probably will be a new face to most of us in the RV industry, and that's Dan Dominski. Dan, and I'm going to have to make sure I read this correctly, Vice President of Sponsorship, Content, and Programming for Canella Media. And the reason why we have Dan here on the program today is Canella Media has launched something called RVTV. And we wanted to give him an opportunity to tell the industry what is RVTV. Dan, thank you very much for joining us.
Sherman, Rick, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. So just a quick backstory or what Canella Media is. We're the largest long form or infomercial company in the country. So our products, just the vast majority, if you've seen any commercial longer than a minute on television, odds are it's Canella Media has some involvement in that. We launched RVTV because there was just a lack of coverage of the RV market, the RV world and RV life and living and the whole thing. And that was just the driving force. So we have 75 channels throughout the country in 46 major markets. We'll have Roku streaming on Fire Stick, and then we're working on all the other outlets, as well. So really, we want to be able to be seen, when RVers are at home, but also when they're out on the road. So we did a lot of research and, what are the best ways to get our network out to RVers where they're at.
So this RVTV is a network, a 24/7 network of RV lifestyle content and shows and programs and whatnot.
100%. So we're starting out at 15 hours per day. So we're not going to have overnight. So basically from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m., it's going to be all RV content from new product presentations, new technology, travel guides, maintenance, personality or people pieces, diversity groups, just really anything. If it's interesting and it involves the RV world, we're gonna have it on, from popular YouTubers and industry influencers to really interesting shows like RV Unplugged. We're going to be airing from the National RV Training Academy.
Yeah.
We're going to be producing our own shows, which I'll touch on as well. So yeah, we're really trying to focus on what's not out there, and that's just interesting RV content that hits kind of all facets of RV.
It's a lot of work here.
It's a lot of work, and we've been working on just getting content for probably the past 9 months, and that's been building a network from scratch. It takes a lot of time, and a lot of things pop up, and it's been a lot of fun and a great learning experience for me.
You're talking to a couple of editorial guys here, Sherman and myself. So you're talking an awful lot of content. You mentioned YouTubers, but where are you getting it all?
So we're working with YouTubers, we're working with manufacturers. We're going to have one of the shows that we're doing is called RVers Got Talent. So that's going to be a half-hour show that's going to run multiple times a week. There's going to be voting involved, and once a month there's going to be a winner. And that's all people do is they record themselves doing their talent in front of, inside, on top of, or around their RV. And it'll get a little QR code and people can watch it and vote on their favorite ones. And then we'll have a winner, and we'll have a yearly winner, and it's going to be, very, very cool. So just trying to do, different interesting things like that to kind of keep the viewers involved. And that's just one thing that we're doing, but that's going to be the first, our first venture into directly, content that or programming that we produce. In fact, I'll have the website that you can put up at the end if you're able to, with where people can submit their talents.
My talent would be sitting around the campfire drinking adult beverages. Does that count?
It does. It's only a 1 to 2 minute video, so we have to speed it up and have you just,
I'm in.
perfect.
So in the interim, till it becomes more of a household word, how does one find any of this on the internet?
Absolutely. So the best place to find out where we can be seen is on our website, rvtv.tv. And really, that's all that's meant to do is to provide where people can find our channel, whether it's the link to Roku or Fire Stick, or the markets that we're currently available in, and news that we have of new markets, or streaming or distribution availability that we're going to have.
So, and I assume you're interested in talking to the RV industry through us because you'd like to partner with some of the manufacturers and supplier companies that are out there?
Yeah, so so the first thing we started to do is we established relationships with the content creators, and and that whole thing to start getting the content pieces in place. And then we developed, how are we going to get this out to the public? Like, how are people going to find out that where the channel is? And that's going to happen through a lot of YouTubers that we have that are going to be creating their own videos specifically announcing the launch of RVTV. Various podcasts like yours, the Camper Report, just so kind of the whole gamut. And then what we've been doing is we've been reaching out to potential vendors, and we've had really good success. We work on an exclusive basis, so we're only going to have one generator company advertising with us. We're going to have one Wi-Fi company. We don't want to litter this with ads. We just want to work with people that our YouTube creators that we work with have relationships with, that we know are good products. And that's kind of what has been our key in the start. We've had we've had communication with some manufacturers, some dealer groups so far, and that's really where we're focusing in on now. Is the bigger pieces of that.
Huh. I noticed too that you've already partnered with a few people that I recognize anyway, RV Life, and you already mentioned the NRVTA in Texas, the National RV Training Academy. Yep. Those partnerships is going to be equal parts content as well as perhaps advertising leads.
So the advertising, is really going to come from all sorts of different people who are interested in advertising into the RV community. So we're going to be, RV Life Pro will have some, or RV Pro will have, some advertising on there. And, but everybody that we've worked with so far, has really is interested in kind of supporting the brand and kind of getting the word out there. But yeah, that's our goal is to just have a nice kind of swath of RV advertisers that kind of, run the gamut for the industry.
Sherman, did you have a question? It looked like you were gonna.
Well, is there to what you're doing, Dan, is there a trade element in consumer?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Is there a trade element to what you're doing? Are you trying to reach the industry as well as the mass of consumers?
So we're the reach to the industry is to get the consumers, I guess, if that. Yeah. Because everybody to try to recreate anything nowadays isn't worth it. So it's to talk to guys like you and Patrick Buchanan, and just that have a big following of RVers in the RV industry, that's really what we're trying to do. And I think the more that we're out there and the better content that we have, the more people are going to be interested in what we have as far as either programming to watch or advertising, to advertise into the channel.
I can see you're in Wisconsin, I'm in Michigan, Sherm's in Indiana. there's a good portion of the year where there's snow on the ground and we are not out there RVing and camping.
Right.
So RVTV is going to fill that void very well, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we saw, and I think that just taking popular YouTubers, and everyone can find these people on YouTube, but to be able to go to one place to kind of see the highlight reels and interesting stuff, and then to be able to maybe you're going to learn about somebody new that you haven't, and you're going to go follow them on YouTube. It's kind of a give or take. I mean, we're television, but we're also we're drawing heavily off of social media, and and I consider YouTube social media, honestly.
Sure.
So yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the goal of what we're doing is to bridge that. I mean, there's you can only watch so many episodes of the RVers, and then it's kind of the same thing. And it's an awesome show, but it's very specific in what it is. Maybe you're not interested in how to get the best water pressure in your RV, but some people are. And those videos on YouTube are getting a couple 100,000 views, so they're very relevant. And that's what I think we're going to bring, is just a lot of stuff that's not on TV, that's very popular on YouTube, and we're going to bring that to television.
Very good.
It's all very, very exciting. To see a new entrant come in at this pace, very, very impressive.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, in the RV community, it's just been amazing. I mean, everyone is so welcoming and friendly, and what can we do to help? And I worked with the main guys that we started out working with are Mike and Susan from RV Blogger, and Tom and Cherie from enjoythejourney.life. And they're just how can we help? What can we do? Not I charge this for videos. We haven't paid anybody anything to start out, right? Like we've established ways for people to participate, the content creators, but they've been helping us and guiding us and everything like that, honestly, out of the goodness of their heart and what they think that the channel can be. And I think we're even beyond that now with the reach that we're going to have within the RV industry and consumers in general.
Dan, this is very impressive. I want people to understand, who are watching this, that Dan shared with us your PowerPoint presentation with the opportunities that people have, or the people, I mean companies that have to work with you.
Right.
I encourage them to reach out to you and get in touch for more information on that kind of activity. I'm stammering here because there's a lot of information in there, and I'm hesitant to try and repeat a lot of it because I don't want to get it wrong. I just have people reach out to you so that you can direct them to it.
Yeah, I mean, we have I think we have an interesting vehicle for people who are interested in advertising into the RV community. And what we bring with longer form content, for somebody to get a 23-minute show, which is essentially a half-hour show, right? If you watch Seinfeld, it's 23 minutes plus commercials. So for a manufacturer to be able to advertise, an entire 22-minute show showing their new product, in an in-depth review, and then having specific, commercials during that, and then throughout, it opens up doors that that aren't currently there with long form, with storytelling, with relationship building. And then for the ancillary companies or the people who are selling into the industry, it's a captive audience, and you can utilize everything that's popular now, right? Like we can take somebody's content that they've already created and paid an influencer to do, and just put that on TV, get that with QR codes to drive people right to where they're supposed to go. It's just another vehicle to advertise. I mean, content really, once it's made, it doesn't have any value. Like there are so many people out there doing this that
Yeah.
content is the easy part. Good content is a little bit, is a little bit more difficult, but so what can you do to generate interest off of an old video, off of something that you created a year ago? Well, if it's not dated or if it's, evergreen type content, we can use that all the time. And me as somebody who's purchased, a lot of advertising in my prior career, distribution and where my stuff is going to be seen is really important. So if a YouTuber can say, hey, we're on YouTube, or hey, we're on YouTube and it's going to be on 75 channels and it's going to be streaming on Roku and Fire Stick and DirecTV eventually, like across the board, that's huge, and that has a massive value to the consumer. So if I have a content creator that has that relationship, that's theirs. Right? Like, so if they're charging more to put their content on our channel, as long as the content's good, we're fine with it. We have our advertising time. So if Bill and Sally want to talk about an electric bike company that they have a good relationship with and that they're the brand ambassador for, we're all for that. And we don't want it to be a commercial about the bike, but if you show yourself riding around on the bike and give a 30-second spot during your video, which they're already doing, it's a no-brainer for advertisers. The way that we're monetizing that for creators is that's all we look for is, and a perfect example is one of our YouTubers gave me. They sent out 5 emails to people that they're brand ambassadors for. That's all they did, just an email with myself attached to it. I followed up with those people, and that person is going to get a pretty large monthly check based on the deals that we've put together from those. And then you don't have to do absolutely anything other than this is something that might be good for you guys.
Rick, I think you ought to talk to him about a late night slot like Johnny Carson. And, yeah, you're made for that. Anyway, we appreciate the heck out of you joining us today, Dan.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys.
And as far as me sitting around the campfire drinking beer, I realize that's probably not good content.
It depends what you do. Like maybe if you try to jump the fire or something.
One time.
Now I'm known for it.
Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.